Hello and welcome to this fantastic lesson on how science can allow humans to have a better understanding of things and change their motives for the better. This book I have here contains the history of a myth called witchcraft that costed many people their lives due to ignorance. Many people were killed because they thought witches had given people diseases. Now we know now that's not true, but at that time that's what they thought. With a better understanding of science, we can help prevent this from ever happening again. Let us go back in time and see how things all shaped out back in the days of witchcraft. Witches were first depicted as pagans doing devil's work. It is unknown when exactly ideas of witches appeared on the historical picture, but they became popular in Germany in the late 1400s. However, the New World started to have the witch beliefs as Europe's scare died down. Probably the most well-known witch trial took place in Salem, Massachusetts in 1692 and 1693. They were called the Salem Witch Trials. They began when two girls named Abigail Williams and Elizabeth Parris began practicing fortune-telling, something regarded as demonic back then. After two different girls got feelings of being pricked or pinched, Abigail and Elizabeth were both accused of making these girls sick because of their demonic practices and because nobody knew what was making these girls uncomfortable. Many people getting diseases were blaming it on witchcraft. Ultimately, around 150 people, both men and women, were accused of witchcraft. 18 were put to death.
I do say, I have horrible pain in my backside.
It's probably those confound witches and their villainous practices giving you pain, old friend.
Yes. So it be you? So it be you? You have given me this ache in my back. You and your witchcraft. I'll call the police on you.
No, please.
Police! Police! I do say police! Police! Get this witchcraft heretic!
Now this type of thing was normal in Massachusetts in 1692 and 1693. Eventually laws were passed that did not allow people to falsely accuse others of witchcraft or demonic worship and have them arrested. However, this was significant in history. Arresting and killing people for reasons that did not seem feasible does not solve anything. Creating treatments through drugs and medicine, however, can solve these medical problems. Illnesses and treatment that goes with them all have to do with science. Now that we know our history, we can do our best not to repeat it. The best way to start would be to create more drugs and treatments to illnesses. Now we would get these drugs from a pharmacist. A pharmacist's main job is to educate patients about the use of drugs and illness prevention and conferring with physicians about medical issues. Pre-pharmacy students must complete at least 2 years of college to be eligible for pharmacy school. Undergraduate coursework in physics, chemistry, biology, and calculus can provide a foundation for advanced pharmacy classes. We can now go see a pharmacist to ask her about her job and the new medicine being created. Let's go!
Have you got color in your cheeks? Do you ever get that feel that you can't shift, the tide that sticks around like summits in your teeth? Are there some aces up your sleeve? Have you no idea that you're in deep? I dreamt about you nearly every night this week. How many secrets can you keep?
Hello, this is supposed to be the interview. What's your name?
My name's Jamie, and I'm a pharmacist.
What is your daily job routine, and what do you need to do?
So my daily routine is I check and send a lot of emails. I'm on several committees, be it pharmacy and therapeutics, so any initiatives that we get pushed through where pharmacists can dose different antibiotics or provide provider education about the safe use of antibiotics. We do a lot of nursing education in services such as wasting narcotics. So speaking of narcotics, that's another big part of my job, is making sure that they're all controlled and secured. So if a patient gets narcotics, I have to track from that leaving the pharmacy to going to the patient, or wasting and it all getting to its final destination without anybody taking any.
All right. How far has medicine come since you joined the field?
Well, I've only been in the field practicing as a pharmacist for 3 years, so not a lot has changed, but one thing would be biosimilars. So it's kind of a new technology where they alter parts of the drug so that it's different but the same. That has a lot to do with bringing more drugs to the market so that there's more competition, a lot of it has to do with bringing pricing down. So that's a lot of what I've seen since I've come into the field.
That's cool. Do you like your job?
Trick question.
Yeah.
There's parts of my job I like a lot, such as helping the patients, talking to providers. I'm the director of pharmacy, so there's a lot of pressure that comes with that sometimes is not as fun as other parts. But overall, I like my job.
Do you feel happy that your job is helping many people's health?
Absolutely. Pharmacists sometimes are the undercover heroes, I guess, because we're watching every order that gets to the patient. So if something maybe interacts with another medication or even food, we have a lot of opportunity to help the patient, but we're not necessarily the front line who everyone thinks of first when they think of healthcare. And so to me, that has a big impact on helping patients.
Mm-hmm. And what made you want to become a pharmacist?
Well, I had a family member who was a pharmacist, and they spoke really highly about people respecting the profession and so much opportunity for advancement, be it retail, be it in the hospital or research. The opportunities are endless, and so I wanted a career that could take me to different avenues of healthcare, and I felt that pharmacy was a good place for that.
All right. Well, those are all the questions, so
There's this tune I found that makes me think of you somehow, and I play it on repeat until I fall asleep, spilling drinks on my settee. Do I wanna know if this feeling flows both ways? Sad to see you go. Sorta hoping that you'd stay. Maybe we both know that the nights were mainly made for saying things that you can't say tomorrow day.
thank you all for joining in on this history lesson and interview. You all are the inventors, treaters, and pharmacists of tomorrow. You all can make the world a better place by making cures for these diseases, making drugs for them to help treat them, and making sure nothing like witchcraft is ever made responsible for an epidemic ever again. Thank you for watching, and I bid you farewell.
Crawling back to you. Ever